Okay, I'm doing the best I can. So, Mr. Jam McGlover here, and Mr. Hyper Shadow Computer. Now, guys, the best way I can say this is gonna be interruptions, maybe, but it is what it is. I'm around. Okay, but monster distractions. Um, we're gonna talk about problem solving and logic and math and it's funny because I used to be struggling with math a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it was a struggle at first, but you gotta break through. Critical thinking is very important in math. You hear it all the time, critical thinking. Yeah, Sally has 50 apples and she divides them by two. That's your problem solving, that's your logic. You have to look out there for your logic. Like, kind of look out there. You gotta break that meditation, get out of that. You know, just look forward. That's logic you're looking at. Your eyes open up like that. That's your logic. And the problem solving is Sally has 50 apples. She goes to the store and spends $2. How much does each apple cost? You know, so logically you gotta say, okay, Sally went to the store and has 50 apples. You can write it down if you want to, but I'll take notes if I were you. Sally went to the store and has 50 apples. She went to the store and spent $2. Um how much you spend on each apple? Well, kind of think of it like this logically, you have to do something that one of my secrets that I liked about English, and I put in that math is cheating. Nah, it's called critical thinking, critically analyzing, and dissect this sucker. So, even though she has 50 apples and uh, Sally had 50 apples, she spent $2 on each apple. So, she has 50 apples. She spent $2 on each apple. How much did she spend on one apple? 1,000? No. It's really a simple, it's kinda funny 'cause it's really in your face, but you can't even if you do that, you gotta show your word, put the work in. I wanna see your work, I wanna see your ethic, I wanna see something, you know what I mean? Mhm. Let's break it down. I know it's problem solving and logic, you really gotta get out there and do some deductive reasoning, some asonic reasoning, some qualitative reasoning. It's in there. Okay, let's talk about it again. So I done went to the store. How many apples she had? 50. So I went to the store to buy 50 apples. Each apple costs $2. All right. How much does one apple cost? You don't know. Okay. It's really like black physics when you think about it. Because when you think about physics, you think of your eyes getting deep and tired and depressing and all type of mopey and your droops in your eyes and the bags of your eyes. It really is black physics. But when you think about it, and you kind of break everything down and dissect everything down. We're like, okay, oh, that was in my face. So it's black physics. You kind of gotta be a black physicist to really break down everything and kind of you know learn how to dissect and decipher. Yeah, kind of learn how to break it down and decipher what is what. You know what I mean? So use a video game reference if you have to, like your favorite. Like with me, when in history, I was going to history. I had to use Huey Freeman sometime from Boondocks and kind of like how I'm highlight my thought patterns and no cheating. It was funny. Well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, sometimes a hurdle you gotta get over. Not that you don't understand, but I had a lot of hurdles I had to get over. Like, I had like a break in my head. Like, yeah, it was like that. And like I wasn't dumb or anything. I was like, okay, I want to process everything at my own pace because I like to critically think. I still do that till today, but I'm faster at computing because I'm like my critical thinking skills are super sharp, and I don't play when it comes to critical thinking. I stay critical thinking. So critical thinking, you gonna forget the word anyway, but Critical thinking is very where it's at. It's where it's at. Okay, now let's go back to the question. Sally has 50 apples. She spends $2 on each apple, right? Excuse me. How much does one apple cost? Mm, let's kind of play Sonic to come across like that. But I mean, you can put your all your eggs in one basket and say you're doing that, but you kind of winging it, man. Like, why do all that when you just solve the question? Put it in a formula and let me see what I got. What you got? A. I see an A for calculus, but you're not that sharp. You can do it like that. What does A represent? Hmm. You're not gonna get it like that every time. But I asked you gave me a production of what one apple is. You just gave me A. You didn't really just give me how much the apple costs. That you can bring up a cost of each apple. Spend $2 on each apple. She has 50 apples. How much you spend on each apple? Critical think. You stuck. You suck with an apple. How much the apple costs? I know the answer. Okay, let me help. Oh, somebody think they got it. Mhm. You want answer choices? I ain't giving no answer choices. Even if you use calculus, arithmetic, uh, trigonometry, sociology, physiology, whatever type of math or uh English or written, you know what I mean? What's the subject you already know? You know we are in math. If you don't know how to critical think and break down math inside the subject itself, you're bound to fail to say this question and bound to fail your tests on problem solving and critical thinking. You know what? In the end, we're on the hardest subject in math is probably problem solving and logic. You got to critically think and math. They're gonna ask you that on the tax test. They're gonna ask you that like everywhere else. They're gonna ask you the problem. Oh yeah, we're gonna do 10 to 12. I'm a little better. I'm better than life. Okay, I'm doing good. Okay, we'll do 10 to 12 if we can. Maybe like 11:30 today. 10, let's see, 10, 10:40. Maybe 12, 12. 12 sounds good. Saying that with me now, don't give up. Please don't give up. That's what I don't want y'all doing. Y'all eager. All right, good. Sally has how many apples? Shit, it's $2 for each. And then she has 50 apples. How much she spent on each apple? Oh man, you produce an apple. How much does it cost for each apple? The proof's in the pudding already. I already told you the answer. Let's not negate anything. I'm not tricking you, but the problem is you're not critically thinking. How do you critically think? You gotta read the sentence, read everything about it, read like how it will be in real life and critically think. Then you finally be able to solve one math problem. I'm not saying you don't know the answer, how to do formulas and charts and graphs. There's much you probably already do or probably don't. But it's like you'll be able to solve math a little faster and sharper. And that's all I'm trying to get to you. So, Sally, let me hit it on the nail now. If Sally has 50 apples, what she does, now I gotta teach. If Sally has 50 apples, what she does, and each apple costs $2, and she has 50 apples, how much is one? What does each mean in math? Uh-uh. Each is one. I just told you. But you had a crazy thing to get there. $2, man. It's right in your face. It's called uh critical thinking, and it's called calculating arithmetic. Okay, so yeah, calculating arithmetic, calculating the arithmetic. It's advanced. I know. I'm going rogue. I hit them up. $2 for each apple. You're not thinking about. You gotta think about what's at the end of the question for that instance of the question itself. So, Sally has 50 apples. Each apple costs $2. How many apples? Well, what was the question? How many apples? 50. Sally has 50 apples. Each apple costs $2. How much you pay for one apple? I forgot already. Okay. I did math models. It's gangster. But look, y'all, it's not really that hard. Like, break it down if you have to. Like, okay, let me teach you again. It's on nothing though. This might be a little too hard for y'all. Let me break it down to level two. Level two is like another breakdown of math models. Let me use a triangle. Okay. This is what you don't know. Because you think you do. Your mom about to get you. All right. So you have a triangle. How many triangles do you have? Let's see on that chart. Is the degree is if the degree in the center is a right triangle? What's the angle and how many triangles do you have? Answer. It's arithmetic. Yeah. If you can answer, you can answer. If you can't, you say you can't. I think Mr. Man can answer the question. Go for it. Did I say what the angle is? I said what's the angle? You said degrees. Mm-mm. Okay, let me give it to you. Okay, let me give it to you. I'm looking for the I said it's a right triangle. And how many triangles are in the right triangle? And what's the degree? I didn't say what type of degree. Ah, because I want you to clearly think. Because I want you to give me the answer. I was gonna go further. That's the topic. 'Cause they do like that in college. Yeah, they sharp with it. Okay. Now I'm doing this because I want y'all to problem solve and get the logic. I'm teaching y'all logic now. I know it sucks, but you got to get there. So the right triangle, just because it's a right triangle, I mean the middle degree is always gonna be 90. It never stasis with that. Sometimes the right angle with the little block in the center, the block itself, it's not always gonna have the curve on it. It could be carpentry you're working on. It could be a building. It could be a window. You know what I mean? In the English group, Greece, and Sanskrit, of the English and Latin subroots of the math problem might be like, uh, Julia went to the store and wants to buy a glass cutout. And how do you cut out the glass? And what's the degree of arc weld she has to do to get the tungsten light to shine in the center? It's off of X. It could be different stuff. That could be like that on a graph, but doesn't mean it's gonna be the same graph on a graph chart. Yeah, because you know, I mean, so that's all I'm trying to tell you. So in this instance, what I'm trying to tell you is we're gonna do trigonometry with this. It's a arithmetic, not sticky. Those they're gonna break it down. So the right angle is a right angle, and the right angle is 90 degrees. You know that about right angles. Yeah, you can say 90 degrees, but it's on a 90-degree angle. You say 90 degrees. You said 90-degree angle. You know what I mean? 9 degrees is just 90 degrees without the, without anything else. Even if it was there, it would be 90 degrees. So that being correct, you just know it's a right angle. Well, what? Back to the subject. Let me get over here. Back to the subject matter. Um, that just doesn't matter if that just doesn't matter. A right angle is a right angle, and what was I saying? Right angle, right. And what degree is a 90 degree, and what was the question? You have any question? Something like if the degree was 90 degrees. Oh, what type of triangle is it? How about that? Let's go with that because I lost focus for a second. 'Cause the beetle killed all my focus. Excuse me. Mm, it sucks, don't it? At all, it sucks. It wouldn't be a right triangle. It simply is right. You don't have to say right triangle, right that, right that. It's just a right. It's right with a 90 degree. It's right with 90 degree. You got problem solving and logic. Okay. Now back to the question, because you feel all this highlight on you. I know you do. I know you boom with knowledge right now. Sally has 50 apples. We're going back to arithmetic. Sally has 50 apples. Each apple costs $2. How much does Sally spend on one apple? Oh yeah, mind boggling, huh? Oh, she has a pen and paper. I got pen and paper, but I ain't gonna do nothing to y'all. It's gonna blow your mind like around a piece of paper right now. So I'm gonna give you an answer finally. It's two. How is it two? Because I already told you in the question, you gotta read and analyze. Analyze is problem solving the question. And so is it using your logic, your critical thinking, your brain, and everything. You might need this when you go to the store, you might need this in a situation, you might be with your kids, you might be with your wife, you might be growing up in life, and you're like, man, but how much is one apple? I got $50. And then I don't know how much is one apple. Well, it tells you there. You got $50. Each of them was $2. How much does it cost for one? She might have put one back. You might say, okay, I got this in my pocket. You might be giving them more change. No, it's not all about that. It's just knowing how much one apple costs. Why would you want to know how much one apple costs? You just never know the situation. You could be putting back two. You had none, yeah, quite not enough money to spend on all 50, right? So she probably put two back. You just never know how the situation is. It's really and trigonometry. Now how you like it. Yeah, but teach his own. So he has 50 apples. Each apple costs $2. How much does one apple cost? Two. Use problem solving and logic. Now that you know that, I'm not gonna hit you on the nail like hurt you. But man, it's just two. And the answer is correct. It's two. It's a solid two. The number two. Who's the two? One, two. Is it one plus one? No. Because each means one. Each is not a pair. One, like each of you, each and every one of you. That's like the Boondocks. I'm going to Canada because y'all not getting the ergonomics, economics. You know what I'm saying? Peace out.